Communication is key in a peaceful relationship. Today we're talking about conflicts, disputes, and resolutions, how you have a productive, tough conversation with your partner.
Conversations, not conflicts.
Welcome back to the next episode of Team Whitaker. I'm Barbara Whitaker.
I'm Huey Whitaker.
A long time ago, we were in the car and we were having a heated debate, we'll say.
That's my fault.
That's good. And our daughter asked if we were fighting. That was the first time they had ever really seen us have a heated debate, because we don't really argue. We have disagreements. We have different opinions. That's right, babe?
Conversations.
We have conversations. We talk a lot to each other. So, but I thought that was an interesting comment from her, because we live in a household where they don't see that from us. And I wanted to talk about it because we are two very different people, and that it rears its head on a regular basis that we are two very different people. But I think the level of respect that we have for each other, and that we're just like level-headed individuals in the first place, like we want peace for the most part. We try to have tough conversations or be mindful during those tough conversations for it to not get to a point where you like going low and hitting below the belt and being disrespectful.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of similar conversations that we have in households out there, but we're just mindful of how far it can go and also how our kids are perceiving how we communicate. And the production behind the communication, what's produced from it. So we don't just necessarily also want to just talk and go back and forth, but we want to get to a conclusion and a resolution. So they see something either produced from it at the end of the conversation. Even though there's conflict, you still can get to a resolution and have something produced. So
yeah, and I don't know that we always get to a resolution. I mean, there's definitely, like Huey said,
I always get to a resolution. I mean,
there are some things that we just but I do think one of the things that like we both have our ways when we like how we communicate. So I am like a quiet, like I have moments where I don't want to go back and forth. I'm just going to let you go ahead and say whatever you're going to say right now. I'm just going to go ahead and get that off your chest. And, duly noted. I make a mental note, duly noted. And if it's something that I need to respond to, like he will get mad at me sometimes because I don't respond. I don't want to, like you will say like, why are you not talking? Like, why are you not saying that? You don't have nothing to say? And I'm like, because I don't know that I have anything that's going to be fruitful for this conversation right now. So it's probably better for me to just stay quiet. And although that doesn't necessarily feel good to him in that moment, that's what I believe is the best thing to do on my part as far as that conversation is concerned.
So as I was saying earlier, I always get to a resolution. We're talking about it, just get to the conclusion now, figure it out, move on. And that's not always how
I work.
It works. And so there's male versus female communication styles, which I'll talk about male perspective. And then there's also husband and wife communication style, in which I'll talk.
So you're saying there's a difference?
100% difference. And we'll talk about some of that. So from a male perspective, and this is going to be very general, the conversation isn't always as deep or long as desired, maybe. Whatever it is.
All things lead to one road.
Whatever it is, we just get to the whole point, and that's, what we need to figure out. And then we move on and it's done. And it's out of our brains. I don't necessarily want to come back to it days, a week, or whatever later. Matter of fact, a lot of times when you bring that up to men, me and men, we're not even remembering. Like it's so far out of our brains, and like you've been sitting on that this whole time, thinking and like coming up with the response and putting it together, and possibly even running it by friends or something. So men like to just get it out on the table, figure it out, and fix it or not, and move on. And that would be my general response for like how I would want to handle it, and I would assume that men may want to handle that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think personality matters. Huey's personality is he's very quick on the draw. Like he has a response. His brain thinks quickly and processes things quickly, and he does remember things despite what he's saying. He remembers. So we're not confused about what he remembers and doesn't remember. Me, on the other hand, I process. I think about, wait, last week you said this, and then you did this, and then this action happened, followed by this. To me, this is where we ended up. But you're saying this. I mean, I just got to go through the whole thing and like, how do we end up here? Because to me, it's not that serious. I don't want to argue. Like, I don't have time to argue. Like, what are we arguing about? And it's just not that serious. And that's really how I think about pretty much a lot of things in life. And I'm just kind of laid back. But he was very passionate and like, it's just, we're just different. We're just different. So if you're saying that's the female perspective, please tell me how that's different.
Yeah, maybe general. Because you want to go in, you want details and whatever.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out how you got from here to here.
Yeah, and for the most part, like what you just stated, that would come with. That's not necessarily conflict. That seems like kind of like your example was more deception, and I don't know that like there's really no deception. So I don't know kind of like why that was the example, but
it's not deception. It's just how we see things different from a different lens. So what you think happened at this point in time over a period of time is not what I think happened at a point in time or over a period of time.
That's true. So like we do math different. Like it's and she does it a lot slower than me. So that's the whole reason why it's like wrong. I feel like it's wrong.
Wow.
She gets the right answer, but like how you process it, it's just different. I don't know who you learn that stuff from, but I didn't learn greatly from the school systems or nothing that I went into, or anything. I'm not saying it was better or worse. I'm just saying how I do it now is much more efficient.
Definitely say how it was.
But yeah, we just think differently. So I think that helped with the approach. So that's maybe male-female perspective, and maybe take male-female out of it. It's essentially Huey and Barbara perspective and how we handle our situation, but male perspective and female perspective. But husband and wife perspective differs. So as a husband, I do feel, and this goes for all husbands, just my perspective, we're not perfect. We have issues. Right. We've worked through things.
All of us.
Right. But Huey's opinion and the vision and view of Huey is that the husband is responsible for keeping everything together. And what I mean is making sure that conversation doesn't go too far, making sure that we think a little bit deeper before speaking as men, because sometimes we'll say something and some men are sensitive but at the end of the day, like it's nothing like what a wife/woman would take it and respond with, or even just sit on. It cuts deep if you say the wrong thing, and it cuts like it's a scar.
You don't think that happens on the opposite side?
I think it happens on the opposite side, but I'm saying for men to think before they speak is the point of it, and we're responsible for not making that wound or creating that wound, or saying something to try to hurt the woman, in retaliation to something. But ultimately, I do think it's the husband's responsibility to make sure that everything stays civil, that you can continue the conversation or end the conversation. And then also, even if I don't like that, the conversation is brought back up, however many days later, manage to control any emotion and responding to that and keeping it civil. So that's my perspective.
Because that's the grace you give me, because that's how I process.
Yeah, I know how you think. And again, as a husband, I'm married to you, so I accepted everything when we got married. Mm-hmm. And so this is not anything different. And again, as a husband and wife, conversations or conflicts should never get to the point where it's compromising the relationship or jeopardizing the relationship. And I'll just say it again, easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's emotional, it's hot, it's easier said than done, but necessary.
Yeah, we learned that over time. I mean, I think in our earlier years, we definitely were trying to figure out how to communicate with each other. So it wasn't what it is now. But yeah, I definitely think that what you said is accurate. I would say that I think the woman or the wife has the same responsibilities. And I think that helps on both sides. I mentioned to you earlier that I try to make sure you feel comfortable enough to tell me anything in the first place and not feel anything about telling me those things. But I struggle with when I should comment and not comment. That's like a work in progress, because I think sometimes commenting at the wrong moment, or not really having the right words at the right moment, creates something that wasn't intended in the first place. So, I mean, I think it all comes down to communication, really. And under that is a layer of respect that needs to take place before, you kind of proceed with that communication. But that will help relationships, or people in relationships, kind of avoid tough conflicts that go below the belt.
Yeah, I mean, both of you take ownership.
Yeah.
But really, it's really the man's responsibility, the husband's responsibility to honest.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, because most of the time, I mean, who says sorry the most? Like, I say sorry a lot too, right?
Well, again, yeah, sure. I mean, I think people, as you grow, I mean, it's been, almost 20 years of marriage, however long together, 23, I don't know, 22, I don't know. But the point is, like, we've changed throughout the years. So,
Yeah.
And I think that also brings issues and challenges, again, conflicts in conversations, because people are changing and people are thinking differently and people are growing in their careers and people are getting a level of confidence maybe that they didn't have, or vice versa, feeling a little susceptible in their positions because of stresses and new management or whatever. So there's a lot of things happening.
Right.
And so being there in conversation through the conflict that they're going through externally, when they get home, I mean, that's like it's like fuel to the fire. And so you have to be mindful of all those things that people are going through.
Yeah.
And again, not easy and not easily identifiable all the time either, but you have to be willing to give grace to people, especially your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Who better to give grace to than your spouse, to allow them to lash out at you and not respond viciously with a great comment that you just really wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of times that person will come to themselves, right, and realize, man, that was wrong, right? Like, I shouldn't have did that, or whatever it is, right? And just you holding your tongue and not giving the response that's the normal, natural response. But again, giving them a little grace and letting them get off whatever they need to get off sometimes. Yeah. It's not fun, but it can go a long way.
I can attest that. I mean, you do that. You will come back and assess a conversation and apologize, even though your point is still your point, or you still feel how you felt, or the communicate.
I guess I'm the lasher outer is what.
No, I'm just saying, you don't lash out. I'm just saying, in those heated debates or conversations that happen, they're not conflicts, they're conversation and communication. You will come back and do that, which I'm trying to give you kudos, like, for doing that, because Thanks. A lot of people have too much pride to even bring themselves to that point. And you teach me, how to be better in that way.
Well, yeah. And, there's sometimes a goal in mind.
Yeah.
To try to.
I already said all rules.
To try to get things back in order. And I honestly, if there's any motivation that you can be, if there's motivation that anyone can voice, I mean, there should be something that motivates you to say, I'm gonna give grace, because just think about it. Just think through things first.
It's really not worth it.
Yeah, it's not. So.
Okay, is that it? It's a good place to end. All right, that's it for this one. So until next time, start strong, grow bold, be fruitful.
We're in Rackathon season.
Rackathon, yeah. Go to the website and nominate.